behind the camera is still a struggle. This sounds weak. I'm going to try my best. I'm very, very aware of it. I think that's very important. And everybody else is aware of it and watching us. So soon, season 2. How about that? Okay, you're welcome.
I just want to know what's going to be like the Wynonna and Doc's relationship in season 2 after everything that happened.
Yeah.
Like something happened. Remember that time in the woods?
Or you broke my heart?
Same.
I think we ought to start filming it right now. The episode.
Remember that time when you were like, oh, you're getting 12 episodes, and we're like, what?
Oh, you're asking us? Where do I want to see it going?
Oh, what's going to happen? Like, what do you think is going to happen?
What do you guys think you're at?
Yeah.
I believe that Doc has a very strong feeling for I don't
Like,
think
why in detail would you say that?
I don't think, however, he's going to express them much as he did in his lack of expressing them the first time around after he's been shot down and heartbroken and destroyed by another. So yeah, I think whatever feelings he has, he might keep them a little more guarded than normal. But I don't. I have to do whatever he writes. So who knows? I don't know.
That's good. I like that answer. How about you? Let's go back.
Wynonna likes men. No. I think it would be fun to see a bit more struggle. Like, I don't think Wynonna's one to know what's good for her, and I don't think if she knows what's good for her, I don't think she would do it. Because she's self-sabotaging that way. So it'd be fun to screw up more with this wonderful idiot.
But I don't think she has to choose sides either of the doll's triangle of choosing.
What are you suggesting?
I have written that show.
Okay. Have you shaved your legs yet, or no? It would be like the fight scene, but dirty.
Ain't a cool hot. Fancy meeting you here.
Whenever Wynonna went into the well to get Peacemaker, how come she didn't know his dog was in there?
Okay. Okay. I answered this unread. Okay, so we don't have like as much money as Game of Thrones. Like it's super close.
It's really close.
Right?
It's really close.
Canadian dollars, so it's like a button. But what I did think is that truly, and I did have this written, and then we just had to like bring it to a well, that there were like caverns. Like the well went down, and then there was like an underground stream. So I think Doc was like, had some space down there. He wasn't like the ring. Also, I think he was like Gollum. He was like a sexy Gollum. He had like a condo down there with an underground spring. But that was, first it was a mine shaft. Yes, it was a mine shaft. Then it was an underground spring. Then it was like literally like an Acme hole in the ground. But thank you. Okay, spread the word.
Also, just oblivious Wynonna.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Okay, mustache. I mean, it's done. Thank you.
Okay, so following Officer Hot, I have to ask, will Catherine Barrow be put as a main cast member and have her face on the opening credits scene? Because I've been waiting for that. More. Sorry.
Well, Catherine Barrow has an agent, and I have to be careful what I say, because we really like her and we really want her on the show. I definitely think that she is a huge addition to the cast, and obviously there's so much potential in her and Waverly relationship. So I would hope we would see more of her. How about that?
main cast of season 2.
My question's for Emily. I like the music choices you've made on the show. It's great, really sets
Oh my God,
the
yeah.
tone.
Thank
Why don't
you.
you talk about like your process for picking music?
Oh my God. Music is really hard because music is subjective. Like, you guys might not think Spice Girls is the greatest band ever, but you're all wrong. So it's really hard, right? And this is a funny thing when you become a showrunner. Like, I was a writer, and now people are saying things to me like, do you like this sweater? And I'm like, I don't know, is it cool? But what I have is an incredible musical supervisor named Andrea Higgins, who is young and fun and fabulous. And she just got the show right away and really started bringing me choices that kind of blew my mind. The first song I heard where I was like, oh my God, you've totally got this, is kind of a funny one. It's the one at the end of the pilot when Doc is in the trailer park and all the guys are on the motorbikes. It's by this French-Canadian EDM artist named Bonefield. I just like loved it so much. It was like, it wasn't the obvious choice, it wasn't all country. I just like stuff that kicks ass, I guess. So you just got to go with your gut, right? And there's a lot of us. There's a lot of producers who it has to go through. The theme song was amazing because everybody knew right away it was the one. And like there were like 12 people who were like, oh my God, yes, tickle that devil. So that was like we knew we had it in our guts.
Good job.
Thank you so much. I love that. She's amazing.
She's amazing. I think the score actually turned out really nice as well.
Those guys are incredible.
Hi.
Hey.
First, I want to thank you for being so active on social media during your show, because you are always up for back and forth.
They don't have to do that. They just do it.
We really appreciate it. All the fans I know are really excited when it happens. And then I want to ask about, what was it like giving your baby to somebody to take over and like try to put your vision out there for the world?
They still haven't proved the rabbit didn't die. I'm used to saying that in my lifetime. To be honest with you, as a writer and creator and somebody that's always pretty much written alone except for a couple times, I was pretty leery. I mean, because I didn't know anybody from anything, and I wondered how much the writer, showrunner at that point would know, and how much they would get the character. So I was a little worried. And, to be honest with you, as a writer, I was a little selfish. I was thinking, well, they sent me the manual, the Bible, the pilot, all that information. I read it all. And the first time I read it, I'm going, oh, I like it. Oh. And then there was a couple of them that I'm going, sheesh, I wish I would have written that. But so it was mixed. So I let it sit for a week. And then went back and read it again. And I thought to myself, why not Earp at that point? We're celebrating basically 20 years since I created it. And the audience for it was at a certain level within the direct market comic books. And I thought, you may be old, but you can learn a new trick here. And that is, let's get your character out to a wider based audience. And everything that Emily had written in this was, really good stuff. I mean, it was different. And I thought, hey, let's go with this. Let's go 100%. Let's get behind this and get on the team completely. And not trying to sound all shucks and shuffle, but let me tell you, she made it all come true. I've said this before, it's a tired cliche from Bo Smith now, but I really did. I baked a small piece of bread. She made sandwiches and fed thousands of people across the world. And I will forever be in her debt for that. My wife Beth and I have gained a Canadian family. And that means the world to us more than, whether it goes 2 years, whether it goes 20 years. I'll always be real thankful for that. But, I was leery at first, but I am. It didn't take long. It took an extra week. I was on board 100%. And I got to say, the first time in the auditions, which IDW Publishing and IDW Entertainment they did not have to, but they made me a part of this from day one. I mean everything, auditions, dailies, everything. They really don't have to do that. And the first time I saw Melanie hold up that fake badge and go, Wynonna Earp, U.S. Marshals, I swallowed myself. I mean, that was, of course, guys like my age do that a lot. But it really did. I just sent the goosebumps up, you know, this is right. This is right. And they've all proved it is. So, yeah, I'm on board.
Can I just say this after just coming off co-writing with Bo, working with him, he is the least selfish writer, I think.
So generous. He was so
He
generous.
is so generous with me every step of the way.
Beth, get up here and do the anti-testimony. 30 years she's been married to me, she can tell you.
Honestly,
I get a
don't know.
fetal position, cry like a baby. I appreciate that, Tim. It's hard for me to...
You were the humblest, most gracious, giving person,
No.
and I'm the luckiest guy in the world to know you.
I'll put that on and take my shirt off.
One more thing about how cool Bo is. You're not gonna.
Yeah, let's talk. Oh, good.
He checks in with us by email. Like when we were shooting season 1, he would just be like, I just want you to know I'm watching the dailies and you guys are doing such a great job. And like, who does that? I don't, to have the creator validate what you're doing, when the only person you want to please is him, really, at the beginning is pretty empowering. And I think it made us all go to work every day and go, hey, Bo's got us, so fuck it.
Yeah.
No, he's really special.
All right, I'm going to
Sorry.
All right.
quit that.
Alexa, are you feeling better?
I'm currently a ghost.
I know. You look good. You look good.
First of all, I just like to say you guys are the nicest famous people I've ever met.
Oh my gosh.
I always see
Barely
you
famous.
guys with fans and stuff, and like it's just amazing. And so my question is like, how do you think to like make Hot have the bulletproof vests? Like I've been for a whole season in one day, and I was like 4 in the morning, and I watched that scene.
Oh,
I was like, no, my representation. And I like acted like sucks. And it was,
Right, of course.
And I was like, oh, she's alive, thank God. So where did you get that idea? Like,
We were really fortunate, but I'm proud of this, and there's lots of stuff I didn't do perfect, but we wrote that scene in 2015 before everything happened in 2016. We'd already shot it when you got, you know. So I was sure glad we did make that choice, but I was lucky enough to have been on another show called Lost Girl. And I really, saw firsthand the power and the passion of the LGBTQ community and how hungry they were for representation in a way that was respectful and fun and all that stuff. So it never really was going to be an option that we would have killed her that way. But the funny thing was, after the events of 2016, which you again are quite familiar with, people kept saying, oh my God, I hope that she has a bulletproof vest. And I was like, did people get the script? Like, I was really nervous. But yeah, so it just was the choice we were always going to make. So it was drama, but we just haven't made that choice. So yay. It's the right choice. Yeah.
thank you, and I love you all so much.
Oh yeah, thank you. We love you too.
So my question's for
I thought your movie was awesome.
My question's for Tim and Melanie. I was wondering if there's anything you, as actors, would like to do in season 2 or future seasons that you haven't gone to do yet.
I have an answer that I can't answer because maybe you won't know.
Okay. Tell me later.
If it happens, I'll totally tweet that it happened.
Okay. Ask for it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can't wait to find out what it is.
I am up for anything.
Tim just doesn't want to be killed off.
Do you want to do something though? Like, do you want to ride a horse? Do you want to
Really enjoys having that mustache.
Exactly.
I want to keep the mustache.
Okay.
Look, it's just, every day is so fun to do this as a job. It's just crazy to think about it, you know what I mean? Like, we get a piece of paper that says, you know, Doc fight in a ring, and he throws them in the thing, and you're like, what is happening? This is what, it's a piece of paper, and then you go, and then that's what happens. Shamir picks you up and throws you, and picks you up and throws you, and picks you. So like, I'll do whatever she puts on paper. It's always going to be amazing. So it's always something fun.
It's a hard answer too, because I feel like we can't even think of like some of this, like the episode when I got to run with Alex Paxton Beasley, who played Hetty.
Yeah.
Is a friend of mine, and we were just like, oh my god, we're getting paid, and we were like running through the snow, and like I tackle her, and I'm like, we're getting paid or not? and that's the type of thing that I'm like, yeah, that, but I already did that, you know, like some more of that, and like that stuff.
But I do want to have more scenes with Mel, with just Wynonna, Doc and Wynonna. I like when they have just our little, just the two of us. I love when, at the end, we were starting to become like that gang, which was also cool, you know what I mean? And we didn't get enough of it, because it was kind of at the end. But the scenes that we did get just the two of us were kind of special. Like it feels different. Like I felt like I was doing a little different. It was the same show, but just different little energies with every. Give us stuff to learn.
Okay.
I also like, sorry to interrupt, just that one moment at the end, I don't know why it stuck with me, but you were just like speaking of just when Willa,
They've seen it.
and then I come back through, and then you just come and you just sort of hold me, but like, I just remember feeling like, it was so good. I don't know how to say like why it was good, but it just felt like really like you cared.
It was a man who was in love with you, and then the guy you chose was standing behind us looking over us awkwardly. It was
You specifically were very, it just was like, oh, he's just, I felt safe and like, okay, so yeah, more of that now.
It was well worth interrupting for. I love the show, and I think particularly early on, you could tell the budget was maybe a little less, but the characters, the acting, and the uniqueness of the characters really, I think, carried it onward. Could you speak maybe towards kind of what happened, where suddenly they said, yep, you can do more? Because I mean, later episodes went crazy for me, particularly Jack Earp episode.
Well, don't get to
So,
No, thank you. Yeah, it's a challenge, but there's something fun about working. There's something so fun with working with slightly less resources, only in that you feel like an underdog. Do you know what I mean? Like we all felt like underdogs. It's an extra challenge. You know the acting has to be so good, the characters have to be so good, the chemistry has to be so good, and that's where we lucked out. That's why this show feels like lightning in a bottle for me, because yeah, you can have these two just sitting at a table and you're like, that's the best scene in the episode. Forget the tentacle. The tentacle was good, but it's just